Can a roommate be evicted without a landlord-tenant board order? Ah, the joys of roommate life. Sharing a space can be great until it isn't. If you're thinking about evicting your roommate in Ontario, here's the scoop on whether or not you should show them the door without a landlord and tenant board order. Co-tenants. Situation. All tenants are co-tenants, meaning everyone's name is on the lease. Reality check. You might want to toss your messy roommate stuff out the window, but hold up. A co-tenant can't be evicted by another co-tenant without a landlord-tenant board order. If there's a spat, you'll have to work it out privately or use legal channels outside the landlord-tenant board. And no, the landlord can't do the dirty work for you by evicting one tenant on behalf of another. You're stuck together, like it or not. Sub-tenants or occupants. Situation. Your roommate isn't on the lease and is renting from you, the primary tenant. Reality check. You can ask your subtenant to pack their bags without a landlord-tenant board order. After all, they're not covered by the Residential Tenancies Act or the RTA if they share a kitchen or bathroom with you. But if they dig in their heels and refuse to leave, you might need to take the legal route, which could involve the courts. Yeah, not as easy as it sounds. Oh, and if it was a sublet and your landlord didn't give you the thumbs up to sublet, you might find yourself in hot water too and owing some rent. Living with the landlord or their immediate family. Situation. You're living with the landlord or their immediate family, sharing a bathroom or kitchen by necessity, as there is no other facility available to be used. Section 5 of the RTA provides an exemption to the landlord and lists the family members permitted this exemption, including the spouse, child, parent, and more. Check it out so you know which rules apply around this important exemption. Reality check. Here's where it gets interesting. The RTA doesn't cover the roommate, so the landlord or their family can tell you to hit the road without a landlord-tenant board order. But wait, this only applies if the landlord or the family actually lives there full-time. No sneaky, I just stay there occasionally, tricks allowed. How to evict a true roommate. There's no official eviction process here. Just tell them to leave. Easy, right? Well, maybe. You might want to consider getting legal advice before you change the locks. You'll want to be sure your roommate is a true roommate and not someone covered by the RTA. Pro tip: filing an A1 application for unauthorized occupant with the Landlord-Tenant Board can save you a lot of hassle. Better safe than stuck with a permanent house guest. Protecting yourself. The roommate agreement. Use one. Call it what it is. A roommate agreement, not the Ontario Standard Lease. Names matter. You're the homeowner or primary tenant, not the landlord. And your roommate, not a tenant, just a roommate. House rules. Set clear rules for everything, from smoking to pets to parking, especially if you don't want them moving their friend in permanently. Termination clause. Make sure there's one in every agreement. How much notice do you give? How much do they give? Cover it all, including any breach of terms. Keep it short. A 7-day termination clause for breaches keeps things moving. No one wants to deal with a smoker in the living room if it's not allowed for a whole month. So, co-tenants. No landlord-tenant board order, no eviction. Sub-tenants or occupants. They can be asked to leave without a landlord-tenant board order, but legal action might be needed if they refuse. You can ask the police for help, but often they'll call it a civil matter and walk away. Roommate situations can be tricky, so know your rights and theirs before you end up with the police at your door or in a legal battle. And don't forget, get legal advice for your specific situation. Like and subscribe for more great content.